When we look for a new construction home, a lot of times we look at location, quality of construction, and design. And ultimately, we think that we need to pay a crazy price tag in order to get it. But today, I'm here to debunk that myth. And I'm here to show you somewhere, someplace, and something that can give you more value for your dollar. Let's begin. If this is your very first time on this channel, I just want to say welcome, give you a big virtual hug. On this channel, really, I go do a lot of home tours, specifically new construction homes, resale homes, investment properties, some informational videos. We go around towns and see what quality of life is like in different areas. But really today, our focus is to show you a new construction home that gives you a tremendous amount of value for how much you're spending. Now, this is one of the big things in real estate when we're in an area like where we are today, that there's so much inventory, you really need something that stands out amongst the rest of the properties. And again, that is why we're here today. Now, the property that we are touring is a beautiful new construction home. It features 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,771 square feet to be exact. It comes on just over a 1/4 acre of land with no HOA and no CDD. And essentially what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is no one can really tell you what you can or can't do. Now, with that being said, where are we located, right? You see the trees behind me, you see it's quiet, it's peaceful, weather's great today. We're here in Citrus Springs, Florida. Now, for any of my returning viewers, this is an area that we haven't been in that much, mainly because there used to not be a lot of inventory in this area. It's starting to really develop. Now, in terms of location, on a grand scale, we're only 30 minutes away from Ocala. All of the amenities Ocala has to offer, Highway 200 Strip, Market Street at Heathbrook, the World Equestrian Center, downtown Ocala is probably about 40 minutes away, but you have all of those amenities. You are also very close to Inverness, Citrus Hills, and Beverly Hills, and that's what's going to be a little bit more local here. So I'd say for your daily needs, Publix, Walmart, and daily shopping, it's going to be more local here towards Citrus Hills and Beverly Hills area. So that's one of the key differences with Citrus Hills. Your daily needs are going to be met in a different area than Ocala. Now, if you're looking for entertainment, Ocala is going to be a great option. The Equestrian Center, all of the great things. Now, on another note, you are actually a lot closer to one of my favorite springs in all of Florida called Rainbow Springs. There's also Rainbow River that you could go paddleboarding down, and it's quite beautiful. If you live in Florida, it's something to definitely put on your bucket list. Now, going back to a grander scale, we're about an hour and a half from Orlando, Florida, where I was born and raised. We're an hour and a half from Tampa, Florida. We're about 4.5 hours from Miami, and we're only about an hour away from Gainesville, Florida, where the University of Florida is located, probably the best university in all of Florida. So with that being said, I hope that gives you a pretty decent perspective on where we're located. Now, at the end of the video, I want to be as transparent as possible, give you guys all the information on the house, the price, the HOA. Well, there is no HOA. The taxes, and also all the other details about this area. What does a down payment look like? What does your credit need to look like? What do lenders look for? I really just want to give you my raw knowledge on real estate and offer you guys some value. So today, we're just going to get into the home tour and let's get into it. So if we start looking, first thing I want you to notice, something really different and unique about this house is that you're gonna have the paved driveway. You really don't see that, especially at this price point. You are gonna have Bahia grass, so this is all gonna be newer, sodded grass. And then the front exposure of the home, you're gonna kind of have this nice modern style. Leading up to the door, you're gonna have a lot of windows in the front facing area, long driveway as well. This home is on a septic tank, but it is on public water as well. And that's another thing about this area, a lot of the homes are on public water. Now, follow me inside. Let's start taking a look. Now, stepping into the home, you got a nice 8-foot door, and really, you come in and okay, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's a home that feels homey, but it also has kind of like those modern touches. So if you look below my feet, we're gonna have luxury vinyl plank flooring. Right here in this section, this is gonna be the formal living room area. So this is gonna be really where you set up your TV, have everything set up. Also where you can get creative, that rug, the couch, the ottoman, and then you're gonna have 2 windows facing the north side of the home. So right in this area, you're also gonna get a lot of natural light. Now, if we continue through, this is gonna be our formal dining space. Now, this is probably the coolest thing. Like when you have accent walls coming in the home. Now, I think it could be a risk sometimes for builders putting in accent walls like this because you never know someone's taste or style. But in my opinion, I absolutely love it. I'm curious, can you put it in the comments? I'm curious, what do you think about this accent wall? Do you like it? Does it fit? And once you see the whole house, you kind of get a better understanding if this is good, honestly. But really, it just gives an extra touch. If you're eating here, gives it a nice extra touch. There's some new energy in this space, and that's really good. Now here in the kitchen, you're gonna have your quartz countertop island. As you can see behind me, your shaker cabinets with the crown molding. All the kitchen appliances are coming with the home as well. Tons of cabinet space, refrigerator. But really, you know, if you've been on this channel, this is pretty standard kitchen that we've seen, and really you get everything you're looking for, like the black handle fixtures as well. Now, right off of the kitchen, we have a full bathroom. Now, this is 3 full bathrooms in this house. Now, single sink, toilet, walk-in shower with the porcelain going to the top of the ceiling. Now, these are also 9'4" ceilings, just to give you a perspective. Now, my friends, we step into the master bedroom. Now, here in the master bedroom, plenty of space for that king size bed. King size bed is gonna go over here. Your TV, if you like having a TV in your room, and you have plenty of space on both sides. This is gonna be your walk-in closet. Anyways, this is our closet space, and now let's take a look at this master shower. Now we transitioned from LVP into 24x48 ceramic tiles. Super nice having, like, this is just so elegant having your tub with your accent wall behind you, a nice skylight. This is where you can actually wind down, relax at the end of the day, and a place, something you guys, someone would really appreciate and always kind of looks for. Double sink with the same quartz we saw in the kitchen. And then here we have our shower. I believe you can ask the builder. We do have a client purchasing the same home, and we negotiated that he put in the glass enclosure here. So that's something us realtors should be trying to negotiate for our buyers. And yeah, here we are. Anyways, here's another linen closet. This is gonna be your private toilet. Take care of business while someone's in the tub. And yeah, let's keep it rocking. Now, if we step out of the master, this is gonna be your AC air handler. This is where your laundry room is gonna be. Dryer, washer, and you got a little extra sink. And now, before we head over to the east side of the house, I just wanna show you the garage. I wanna just point out something. It's nice that they added like an extra wall here to separate the garage entrance and the living room space over here. So nice little touch that the builder did. The garage, it smells like a fresh garage. You got the epoxied floor, electrical panel, and it's always really convenient having a door to the outside, because if you have a workshop in here, it makes it easy when you're sweaty coming in and out. So that's always a big plus. Now, let's head over to the east side of the house and take a look. Now, here we are. This is where we're gonna find 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. First and foremost, this is on the northwest corner of the home. 2 windows for this room. Honestly, if the kids are fighting over a room, this is probably the one, just because you get so much natural light. Here is gonna be your walk-in closet space. Walk-in closet. Let's keep it going. Here we step into the next guest bedroom. This one's this is about 10 by 10 feet. 10 by 10 feet closet. 1 window facing the west side of the home. And then we continue. Another nice thing is this is ultimately, in my opinion, gonna be, this is your pantry. So pretty unique. It's off of the kitchen, but still in very accessible space. The kids will be munching. Anyways, we're going to the last guest bedroom of the home. Again, this one's gonna be slightly bigger, 11 by 10 feet, window facing the west side of the house. The only difference, slightly bigger room, but here you're gonna have the double door closet. And then here is the 3rd bathroom. Sink, toilet, tub instead of walk-in shower, porcelain to the top. And now, my friends, my favorite part, let's go ahead and take a look at the backyard. Come on. Now, stepping outside, we're gonna have this cozy lanai space, and truly, we're coming into a season here. We're in October, and the weather's great. If there are any Floridians watching in Central Florida, the weather has been great, and it started early, and I hope it stays great, and it's going to stay great. But anyways, this is always a big perk of Florida, you know. Anyways, your property line is, there's a stick over here, so when they do the survey, say they know how much land to clear, your property line is gonna probably end right here. So you have tons of space for a pool, a cabana, pavers, outdoor experience, maybe a little casita if you wanna build one. And that's always super beneficial. Now, one other thing is you're also gonna have the pre-plumb for the outdoor kitchen. Now here, you're also gonna have the pre-plumb for an outdoor kitchen if you wanted to do so. You can have a pergola over this, but this is also, you know, you're gonna have some pre-plumb here for a sink, and ultimately electrical here, 2 electrical outlets. So if you wanted to get something going, you already know I'm all about the smoking business. It's all about getting the big green egg, the Traeger grill, smoking a brisket, smoking a chicken. It's so nice. Anyways, but guys, let's go ahead and step inside and I'll get you all the numbers you need to know. Come on. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I got my cell phone. I'm gonna run a couple numbers for you, but really the goal here is to just really talk to you guys one-on-one, be as transparent as possible, and just whatever's in my heart, whatever's in my mind, I'm gonna share it with you guys, but also give you very detailed numbers as well so you have a good understanding of what things look like. So first and foremost, the price of this home is $292,000, ladies and gentlemen. $292,000. That is here in Citrus Springs, Florida, new construction. This is a dream. Now, what I would say is, who is buying this? Who is this for? Like, what is this property? Who is typically gonna be looking for this type of home? Well, I'd say someone who's maybe looking for a little bit more peace and quiet, someone who's okay not being in the middle of a city, someone who appreciates, you know, a slower pace. Not necessarily that you have to live a slow paced life. It's just you're gonna be in an area that gives you that peace, that calm, and then you're still super close to the metropolitan of Ocala. You're still super close to Citrus Hills. You're still super close to Inverness, where there's a lot of cool stuff to do. It's like old Florida town that has tons of charm. So those are things to consider. This truly is someone, you know, looking for a slower pace, and also affordability factor. Like, you know, in Orlando, this is $600K. In Miami, this is $800K. In another state, in California, this is $1.2 million. So, you know, those are the comparisons that we're talking about here. So that's a little perspective. Now, in terms of taxes, I'd expect to pay about 1 to 1.2% of the purchase price of the home in taxes per year. So if this is $292,000, expect about a tax bill of about $3,000. I think that's safe to say and very generalized. Now, I can't tell you an exact number because this house was built in 2025. Homes that are built in the same year that you're buying it, you only pay taxes on the land that first year. So house built in 2025 or got the certificate of occupancy, the CO, when the house, before the house, someone can move in the house or someone can sell a new construction home, it needs a certificate of occupancy. And it means that the county comes out and does a final inspection on the home to give the property a CO, a certificate of occupancy. If that is released in the same year that you buy it, you only pay taxes on the land. So it's only estimated taxes that they're gonna calculate for the following year. So it's a whole thing with escrow, and when you're buying it when you're buying a house with a loan, you know, they plug it into the future escrow. But I don't want you guys to worry about all that. That gets too complicated. That's something more down the line that we'll talk about. But what I do want to let you know, even if you're paying cash, 1 to 1.2% of the property. Now, $3,000 is safe to say. If you live in Florida, you can also do something called Florida Homestead Tax Exemption, where essentially you go on the county website of whichever county you're in, you apply for Florida Homestead Tax Exemption, and you can deduct up to $50,000 off the taxable value of your home, and it doesn't let your property taxes go up more than 3% per year. Now, I just told you $3,000, but what if we could take off $50,000 off the taxable value of your home? Now you're closer to $2,500, $2,600. That just saved you $400 a year. That just saved you $4,800 over the 10 years. And those are things to think about as you're going to move to Florida, or if you're using this as a primary resident. Now, a lot of people ask me, okay, hey, I want to buy a house, I want to sell a house, how much does it actually cost me? Well, the first thing is, when you buy a house, yes, you have the cost of the house, or if you're buying it cash, of course, the cost of the house, and then small closing costs, maybe 1% closing costs. So the cost of the house plus 1%, call it, you know, an extra $3,000. If you're buying a house and you're financing it, whatever your down payment is, and then whatever your closing costs are gonna be. So now let me give you best case scenarios, and honestly a scenario that a lot of our clients are getting. Best case scenario is, if you're a first time home buyer, you can use an FHA loan. An FHA loan is 3.5% of the purchase price of the home. So let's say the property here, I'm just using the numbers that are on the property. I'm not considering any negotiations just yet. 292, 3.5% is $10,220. That's your down payment. Then when it comes to closing costs are gonna be about 3% of the purchase price of the home. If you're not buying down any points, 3%. So that's gonna be another, 292. That's gonna be another $8,760. Now, what I'm telling you is in most situations now, especially with new construction, we're getting sellers to pay the buyer's closing cost. So that $8,760, that's something us as realtors need to be aggressive to negotiate for you. Your main focus is your down payment and buying down your interest rate if you want to. So those are things to consider when you're buying new construction. Most builders, D.R. Horton, K. Hovnanian, Pulte Homes, you notice on their website, they're all offering closing costs. Most sellers that we're negotiating are all offering closing costs. This is a good time to get a good deal. And that's why us as a group, we take advantage of this for our buyers because we want to do the best for you. I think the thing is, if we do such a good job, you guys are going to tell the whole world about us and it's just going to keep the ball rolling. So our goal really is to get you the best deal, no joke. So down payment, closing costs. So let's just kind of assume closing costs are getting covered here. I want you guys to consider, okay, hey, what if I'm not a first-time home buyer? What if I already own 2 homes and I'm renting them out and now I'm buying a primary residence? Great question. Then you could buy a house with as little as 5% down with the primary home conventional loan. So 292, 5% down, that's $14,600. Closing costs covered. I'd say come to the closing table with $16,000, $17,000 after prorated taxes and this and that and a couple things. So really, your down payment with a conventional loan primary residence is going to be $14,600. Now, let's just go ahead and say you wanted to buy this as a secondary home. Maybe you live up north, maybe you live out west, maybe you live in South Florida. I just want a place where I can go relax, a place that's quiet, a place that's affordable. You could get a house with as little as 10% down on a secondary / vacation home. That would be $29,200. Now, let's say you're an investor, you're looking to invest, you believe in what's going on in Florida and in Central Florida specifically, and you just want to get a property to start building equity over the next few years as Florida grows more and more. I would recommend doing 20% down. That's going to be $58,400. So if you are investing, you could do it with it 15% down, but I recommend just going 20% down because that's where you can take out private mortgage insurance and then you're saving yourselves $3,000 to $4,000 per year. So it really makes a big difference in that sense, putting the extra 5% down if you are an investor. Rentability, I assume this could rent for about $2,100, $2,200 a month, just to give you a perspective on this house. Now, with that being said, I also want to mention our beautiful veterans, our active military. You guys sacrifice quite a bit and, all of us appreciate what veterans do. And, you guys have a lot of benefits as well. And I really recommend to use them. Using a VA loans are awesome. I just had a veteran close on a house and he got paid back at closing. He put in his escrow deposit and they gave him back that escrow deposit in a check because we were able to negotiate all his closing costs and then 0% down payment with the VA. And catch this, he got like a 5.5 interest rate. That's right now, the market rate is like 6.1%. So honestly, veterans, take advantage. You guys have a great opportunity. Just at least get one. Get one property and make sure to get one. I'm telling you, it's a great investment in your future as well and for your family. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, these are the numbers. I'm pretty optimistic with what's going on in the market. Rates are gonna keep dropping. I think we'll be below 6% coming into November, December. And I think next year we'll stay below 6%, maybe dropping into the mid 5s. If we can get to the low 5s, that would be a sweet spot. Now, I will kind of bear warning. If you are buying a house right now, I think it's a good time. Like, this really is a solid time. Maybe if you catch that perfect wave of when rates are low but inventory is still high, that could be perfect. But you don't want to get caught trying to time the market to perfection because that's where you get lost. That's where things can come up quickly. Or think about how quick that market grew during COVID. Interest rates dropped, buyers just flew into the market. It was impossible to get a home. I'm not saying that's gonna be the same thing, and especially in this area, there is more inventory than in most places. I would say that when rates do drop, every time a rate drops 1%, 3 to 4 million buyers come back into the market here in the US. Now, of those 3 to 4 million buyers, what are the top states people are going to and moving to? Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, South Carolina too, Georgia.
Yeah.
But really, your top 2 states that people are moving to is Texas and Florida. Where are they coming from? New York, California, Illinois, everywhere. They're coming. They're coming. And truly, it's gonna be a situation where I just say when you're looking to buy a house, it gets more competitive when rates drop. Now, I think it'll be healthy when rates are at 5%. There'll be a good amount of buyers, good amount of sellers. If you're trying to liquidate, it'll be good. But then again, I'm speaking about the Central Florida market. South Florida market's completely different. But what I do know, more buyers come into the market for sure whenever rates drop. So if we can get from a 6.5 to 5.5, we just got 3 to 4 million more buyers. If we get from 5.5 to 4.5, more buyers in the market. So something to consider and think about. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about this specific property, feel free to reach out to us. We're gonna leave a link to this property on our website. So if you wanna take a look, you don't need to sign up or do any of that. You can just take a look on the website, get all the specific details of the home. Also, if you are interested in buying or selling a home, moving to Central Florida, we would love to be a real estate resource and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. The way it works is you reach out to us, you can speak to one of our assistants, you can email us like, hey, I really wanna speak with you guys or speak with you and just have a conversation. You know, and this is perfect for anybody who's maybe just looking for a house, you're curious, or if you are pre-approved, ready to go, you know, we can have a more advanced conversation. So it just depends on where you're at. You know, we're happy to help you in whatever stage of the home buying or home selling process you're in. We can do a Zoom call, spend an hour, 2 hours, really however long it takes for you to get the information that you need. And I guarantee you in one call, you're gonna have a very deep understanding of how real estate works if you're curious, if you're in the market, or if maybe your dream is of owning a home one day. And truly, if you never believed you could own a home, give me a call. If you've never believed you could own a home, I'm not here to try and sell you one. I just want you to have the belief that you're able to. If no one in your family has ever owned a home, give me a call. I'll give you the steps on what you need to do, where you need to go, and how you can change your future, your family's future by owning a home, and how you can almost rewrite history for yourself and for your family chain. So guys, I love you all. I do this work, and our team, we do this work with love and also making sure we can offer the best service possible and also looking to keep improving our services. So I love you all. See you in the future videos. If you want to know more about this area, Central Florida, Ocala, I have some videos that you can check out as well, and definitely more home tours coming soon. I love you all. Ciao, ciao.